Welcome back, everyone. Interesting episode today. We're going to go into the World Economic Forum, the meeting they just had, and Elon Musk's question of, well, are they really just an unelected government? And frankly, do you want them as your unelected government? It's an interesting discussion actually starting up right now that I think at this point has gone mainstream. They've had more pressure than ever before, and world leaders going there, including like FBI Director Christopher Wray, they're being called out for it now. We're going to go over what they're actually talking about, what is on the agenda, what they're actually saying they want to accomplish, what they're actually doing to our society, and debunk some of the actual misinformation going around and dig into what's really going on. Also, folks, some breaking news on Mike Pence now. Mike Pence had classified documents at his home, and this is one of those equivalence arguments. Hey, Joe Biden was vice president under Obama. He had classified documents. Well, Mike Pence had classified documents as vice president to Trump. It's an interesting argument, but is moot for a few reasons, which we'll go into. But also that looks bad on Pence, who's been very much against Trump anyway. At the same time, we're going to go into the climate cartel, how that whole system works. And folks, yes, it is coming out now and it's public. It's no longer just a rumor. The global elites want us to eat bugs. And not just bugs, also lab-grown meat and lab-grown plants. We'll be talking about this, which if you've been watching this show for a while, I think we've been saying it for a while. Honestly, everything they're saying, everything that's coming out public now, I think most of us here have been talking about for a good amount of time now, so it's hitting the surface. That's what matters. It's hitting the surface. People are seeing this is what's going on, and here we are. So we'll go into it. First, though, folks, let's talk about the unelected world government. Let me show you a tweet from Elon Musk, because, the important thing with this is establishing the public debate. Elon Musk right now is the man in the arena, and ironically, the attacks against him made him even more so. What he posts becomes part of the mainstream discussion. And he's posting now specifically things against the World Economic Forum. He questioned something that I think is actually very important. He said this: WEF, i.e. World Economic Forum, is increasingly becoming an unelected world government that the people never asked for and don't want. And he published a poll as well. I'll show you the other tweet here. The poll raises the point, the World Economic Forum should control the world. And you can agree or you can disagree. 2.4 million people voted. Only 14% of people believe the World Economic Forum should control the world. I'd wonder who those people are. And 86% said no, they do not want the World Economic Forum to control the world. Epoch Times had some follow-up coverage on this, which I'll show you right now. It says millions respond to poll asking if World Economic Forum should control the world. And it says this: in one of his posts on Twitter, Musk commented on an article that references the infamous WEF, World Economic Forum, associated slogan, "You'll own nothing and you'll be happy." I'm going to show you some of the original sources on that, by the way, in a bit. In fact, I'll show you their whole post on exactly what they were talking about, because they claim that this is misinformation. They say, we never said that. They deleted the web page. I found the web page, and I'll show it to you in a minute. But let's go into this a bit more. It says, many critics objected to the organization's attempt to frame a lack of personal ownership and privacy as something positive, with an ad generating a tidal wave of memes, many centered on the slogan, "You'll own nothing and you will be happy." Initially accompanied by a promotional video and several articles, much of the campaign's content has since been removed from the internet. We found it and I'll show it to you. Just give me a minute. It says a WEF, again World Economic Forum, post on Twitter expressing that idea remains online, while a video featuring 8 predictions for 2030 can still be viewed on the internet. The video contains the infamous tagline, "You'll own nothing and you'll be happy." And says further in, besides taking a dim view of the WEF gathering, anti-globalists often criticize WEF founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab for promoting a globalist agenda and for being an elitist who, it says, wants to centralize control of world affairs. They argue he is working to undermine national sovereignty and the ability of countries to make their own decisions. Critics say that Schwab is promoting a one world government agenda and that the WEF, World Economic Forum, is working to create a global governance structure that is controlled by a small group of powerful individuals and corporations. They also accuse him of promoting neoliberal economic policies that benefit the wealthy and powerful at the expense of the working class and the poor. The WEF says its mission is to improve the state of the world by engaging leaders in partnerships to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. And during the recent meeting they just had last week, there were roughly 52 heads of state or governments who attended, 19 central bank governors, and over 600 CEOs. Before we go further, folks, I want to show you these videos. We do have a sponsor today. Today's episode is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. Now, as we've been talking about, inflation is going to continue and likely get worse. I think it's on us already. Even Fed Chair Powell is warning us to brace ourselves. Well, there's one way to hedge against inflation. American Hartford Gold makes it easy and simple to diversify your savings and retirement accounts with physical gold and silver. With one short phone call, they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or into your IRA or 401k. American Hartford Gold is one of the highest rated firms in the country with an A-plus rating from the BBB and thousands of satisfied clients. If you call them right now, they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver and a free safe on qualifying orders, so don't wait, call them now. That's 877-260-2764. Again, 877-260-2764, or text Joshua to 65532. Again, that's 877-260-2764, or text Joshua to 65532. Now, folks, back to this. Let me show you something interesting. This is a 2016 tweet from the World Economic Forum. And now this is important because this whole slogan, "You'll own nothing and you'll be happy," it's disputed. The World Economic Forum, you'll see in many places, they claim they never said that. They claim the whole thing is fake. It's misinformation. In fact, they were actually even targeting people over this. They were going after people for this. And a lot of the legacy news outlets, the big corporate media, they claim this whole thing's fake. Let me show you some of the original sources. I'll just show you a tweet first from 2016. It says World Economic Forum. And this is one of the ways it's been spun. It's a little, they didn't say that exactly. It was different. It says, "Welcome to 2030. I own nothing. I have no privacy. And life has never been better." Look at those happy eyes. Of course, 2030 is important here because, as we have been discussing, the World Economic Forum has partnered with the United Nations on Agenda 2030. And Agenda 2030 being the United Nations program to kind of remake the world in man's image by 2030, of course, sets 2030 as the goal for a lot of these policies to be implemented.